The brief history of the Panchayati Raj system in India.
India primarily is a land of villages, and around 72% of the total population of India resides in the rural areas. The rural areas thus form the roots for the governance in India, and the democracy should start at here. Mahatma Gandhi also said that the main element for development and for the governance should not be the big cities, rather the village, because it is where India resides. In India, we have a unique system for governance at the village level. The governance for such small unit in India is by the institutes called the Panchayati Raj Institutes. The Panchayati Raj Institutes derive their existence from Constitution under Part 9 under the head of the Panchayats. The story of Panchayat is not just a few decades old, rather it has been a prevalent in India from ages.
Panchayati Raj, who recommended it, when was it adopted, why was it adopted, and where was it adopted? Who recommended it? In December 1977, the Janata government appointed a committee on Panchayati Raj institutions under the chairmanship of Ashoka Mehta. The committee submitted its report in August 1978 and made 132 recommendations to revive and strengthen the declining Panchayati Raj system in the country.
When was it adopted? With the already existing panchayats at the village level under the Rajasthan Panchayat Act 1953, the three-tier scheme of Panchayati Raj began functioning on 2nd October 1959.
Why was it adopted? Commission Mahatma Gandhi advocated Panchayati Raj as the foundation of India's political system as a decentralized form of government in which each village would be responsible for its own affairs. Instead, India developed a highly centralized form of government.
Where was it adopted? The Panchayati Raj system was first adopted by the state of Rajasthan in Nagpur district on 2nd October 1959, but first started by Andhra Pradesh. During the 1950s and 60s, other state governments adopted this system as laws were passed to establish panchayats in various states.
In the ancient period, there is a mention of village panchayats in Kautilya's Arthashastra. The town was referred to as Par and its chief was the Nagarik. Local bodies were free from any royal interference. During the Mauryan and post-Mauryan periods too, the headmen assisted by a council of elders continued to play a prominent role in the village life. The system continued through the Gupta period. Though there were certain changes in the nomenclature, as the district official was known as the Vishapati and the village headman was referred to as the Grampati. Thus, in the ancient India, there existed a well established system of local government which was run on a set pattern of traditions and customs. However, it is significant to note that there is no reference of women heading the panchayat or even participating as a member in the panchayat.
Medieval period. During the Sultanate period, the Sultans of Delhi divided their kingdom into provinces called vilayat. For the governance of a village, there were three important officials: Mukdam for administration, Patwari for collection of revenues, and Chaudhary for settling disputes with the help of the Panch. The villages had sufficient powers as regards self-governance in the territory.
In the modern period or the British period, under the British regime, village panchayats lost their autonomy and became weak. It is only from the year 1870 that India saw the dawn of representative local institutions. The famous Mayors Resolution of 1870 gave impetus to the development of local institutions by enlarging their powers and responsibilities. The year 1870 introduced the concept of elected representatives in urban municipalities. The revolt of 1857 had put the imperial finances under considerable strain, and it was found necessary to finance local service out of local taxations. Therefore, it was out of fiscal compulsion that Lord Mayo's resolution was decentralization come to be adopted. Following the footsteps of Mayo, Lord Ripon in 1882 provided much needed democratic framework to these institutions. Local self-government institutions received a boost with the appointment of the Royal Commission on Centralization in 1907 under the chairman of CEH Hobhouse.
73rd Constitution Act. In portions of the provisions made in the 73rd Constitution Act 1992, the Bihar Panchayati Raj Act 2006 has been enacted, which provides for establishment of Gram Panchayat at village level, Panchayat Samiti at block level, and Zilla Parishad at district level. At present, 8,387 Gram Panchayats, 534 Panchayati Samitis, and 38 Zilla Parishads are functioning in the state. Gram Panchayats are divided into wards, which are approximately 1.15 lakhs in number. In addition to establishment of 3-tier panchayats, a Gram Kachari has also been established at each Gram Panchayat for dispensation of justice at doorsteps of rural populations. This has got the authority to bring about amicable settlement of certain criminal and certain civil disputes between the rival parties, and in case of failure to do so, to impose a fine up to ₹1,000 to the party found guilty after deciding to the matter through prescribed procedures. Apart from providing reservation to members of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and backward classes in the seats of members and chairpersons of 3-tier panchayats and Gram Kachari, 50% horizontal reservation has been provided to women belonging to both reserved and general categories. Silent features of the Act. Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha is a primary body of the Panchayati Raj system. It is a village assembly consisting of all the registered voters within the area of the Panchayat. It will exercise powers and perform such functions as determined by the state legislature. 3-tier system. The Act provides for the establishment of a 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj in the states. States with a population less than 20 lakhs may not constitute the intermediate level. Election of members and chairpersons. The members to all the levels of the Panchayati Raj are elected directly, and the chairpersons to the intermediate and the district level are elected indirectly from the elected members. And at the village level, the chairperson is elected as determined by the state government.
Reservation of seats. Number 1. For SC and ST, reservation to be provided at all 3 tiers in accordance with their population percentage. Number 2. For women, not less than 1/3 of total number of seats to be reserved for women. Further, not less than 1/3 of total number of offices for chairperson at all levels of the panchayat to be reserved for women. Number 3. The state legislatures are also given to the provision to decide on the reservation of seats in any level of panchayat or office of chairperson in favor of the backward classes. Duration of the panchayat. The Act provides for a 5-year term of office to all levels of panchayat. However, the panchayat can be dissolved before the completion of its term, but fresh elections to constitute the new panchayat should be completed. Number 1. Before the expiry of its 5-year duration. Number 2. In case of dissolution, before the expiry of its period of 6 months from the date of its dissolution.
Zilla Parishad. Every panchayat under a Zilla Parishad chooses 1, 2, 3 individuals directly. Presidents of all the block panchayats are likewise of ex officio individuals from the Zilla Parishad. In a few expresses, the member of Legislative Assembly and member of Parliament of the local body electorate of additionally ex officio individuals.
Block Panchayat. Every Gram Panchayat under a Block Panchayat chooses 1, 2 or 3 individuals specifically to the Block Panchayat. Gram Pradhans are ex officio individuals from the Block Panchayat. Gram Panchayat. A gram, as characterized under the Act, which means a town or a bunch of towns, is separated into at least 5 voting demographics. Again, relying upon the quantity of voters the gram is having. From each of these voting demographics, one part is chosen. Body of these chosen individuals is known as a Gram Panchayat. Size of the Gram Panchayat fluctuates generally from state to state. In states like West Bengal, Kerala, and so on, a Gram Panchayat has around 20,000 individuals on an average, while in numerous different states, it's around 3,000.